let your kids watch it.
Disney, a company known for enriching the childhoods of millions. From the old Renaissance era of movies that we grew up loving, or the Pixar era of Disney like Toy Story or The Incredibles, just about everybody's childhood was shaped in some way by Disney. But with their huge foot in the film industry, they have, over time, bought out companies like Lucasfilm, who's responsible for huge franchises such as Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Along with Lucasfilm, they've also acquired Marvel, who is popular for their comic book line of superheroes like Captain America or Thor. Disney also owns the YouTube multi-channel network Maker Studios, which if you want to learn more about, there's a video talking about the history of that company on this channel. Click the screen if you want to check it out. Anyways, the big movie that came out earlier in 2016 was a little movie called Deadpool. Now, if you didn't know already, Deadpool is a character from the Marvel comic book line, which are now owned by Disney. If you haven't seen the movie, I won't spoil it for you, but I highly suggest you see it. When Deadpool came out, it was met with a lot of backlash from the adult situations that were present in the movie. Parents who brought their children to see the movie were disgusted by this and somehow didn't notice the R rating the movie had acquired. What was so bad with Deadpool, you may think? Well, back when Marvel was trying to start making film adaptations of their comic book heroes to the big screen, they had to compete with their biggest rival, DC, who was already dominating the comic book to movies market with their own hit films based off their own superhero comic book series, like the Superman movie, which grossed over an estimated $134 million in the box office. So Marvel tried to make their own movies as well, and then they tried again and again till eventually they were on the verge of bankruptcy. They then had to sell their own characters to other film companies just to stay afloat. Marvel ended up selling some of its biggest franchises like X-Men and the Fantastic Four to 20th Century Fox, and Spider-Man and Ghost Rider to Sony. Along with this decision, 20th Century Fox got the rights to do a film adaptation of Deadpool, which later came out in 2016. In around 2006, the Walt Disney Company bought out Marvel and started to make their own films for the characters, although Marvel didn't own any of the film rights to any of the X-Men characters. Fox owned those rights to do whatever they wanted to Marvel's characters. So Deadpool came out with an R rating for language, sex, and much, much more. People who didn't understand that the film rights for Deadpool didn't belong to Disney became confused on why Disney would do this. But what they don't realize is that there were actually some movies that were made by Disney that were rated R. The idea for this video came from a YouTube video called "Does PG Mean Anything Anymore?" by the Nostalgia Critic. In the video, he jokingly asks if we would ever see an R-rated Disney movie. Well, the answer is yes. I'm not sure if he even did his research while writing the script for this video, but there are actually a large sum of movies Disney made with the R rating, and even a few with the NC-17 rating. Disney directly didn't make any of these, but opted to use their subsidiaries instead to keep the Disney name associated with the family-friendly content. So they started Touchstone, an attempt to make more darker or adult movies without worrying about being lighthearted. Even though Disney did start to release more adult-themed movies under their own name like Pirates of the Caribbean, they still kept making movies with Touchstone. Touchstone did make their fair share of rated R movies, though they still refused to make any NC-17 movies. When Disney bought Miramax in 1993, they also bought their subsidiary Dimension Films as well. With Touchstone refusing to make NC-17 films, it's strange to hear that Dimension actually made some of the NC-17 films while Disney still owned Dimension. The original cut of Scary Movie 2 and the original Scream cut were both originally NC-17 and released on DVD with both versions, while in theaters and television both playing the R-rated versions. There were a lot of movies that were made while Disney owned the company that were rated R. Some are Bad Santa, Pulp Fiction, The Crow, some of the Halloween movies, Clerks, the Amityville Horror, The Mist, Kill Bills Volume 1 and 2, and more. Though Disney did split with the company in 2010, Disney does still make content that's not as family-friendly as you may think, though it is rare. Since Disney acquired Maker Studios, you can argue that anything created by the people in that network is technically made by Disney, though it's hard to say for certain how much content control Disney has on a platform where the slogan used to be "broadcast yourself." But if you want a real show that Disney made that was TVMA, look no further than Scare PewDiePie, the show that was made by and put up on YouTube Red. Though YouTube itself doesn't have a rating system, the YouTube Red shows did. The closest thing I can find to a TVMA Disney show is Daredevil on Netflix, with not only this being made by Marvel, but also with Disney's other subsidiary, ABC. So yeah, I hope you learned something new from this video. If you did, please help us out by sharing this video with your friends and drop a like on it if you wouldn't mind as well. If you want to see more content like this in the future, please subscribe to Yellow Syrup. And if you enjoyed the voice behind this channel, be sure to check out my personal channel called FafGuy, where I do reviews on movies, video games, and all kinds of Star Wars talk.